Well, it's time, everyone. It looks like mask mandates are collapsing, at least here in North Carolina. They sure are collapsing. I went to the Raleigh subreddit, Raleigh being one of the biggest cities in North Carolina and also the state capital, and also full of people who fully support masking and vaccines, to the point that you get absolutely downvote brigade slammed if you dare to go against vaccination and masking in general. But today, I was shocked as I went over there for unrelated reasons, and I noticed there were quite a few posts about mask mandates being removed, and that the brigading seems to have completely flipped. People are done with mask mandates. They don't work. In fact, if you have the least bit of sense and follow the science in the least, you know that in the beginning they claimed that the COVID virus travels on droplets, which are large chunks of spit, blah, 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 but not on aerosols, which is like when you breathe out, like I'm breathing out right now and forgetting to turn off the phone notifications. When you breathe out these aerosols. It's the water vapor in your breath, basically. Tiny, tiny wet particles. Well, the virus is very small and travels on those. Now, if you've seen any of those mask vape tests where the vape just blasts out of all the edges of every mask ever, you know that you're basically just spreading the virus in the air in a nice ring pattern around yourself when you wear a mask. The only thing that masks actually do that are beneficial are stop you from spitting huge chunks of your gross saliva into the mouths of other people that for some reason you're way too close to and you keep talking to really loudly and blasting spit chunks right into their throats. And if it sounds disgusting, it's because it is. And this is why I always like to keep people away from me when talking, even before the whole virus thing. But anyway, I've kind of gotten distracted here. The point was that masks are ineffective. The only thing they do can be replicated just by not standing 2 feet away from the person you're talking to and talking directly at their face. Otherwise, you're at the same mercy of little aerosol particles everywhere in the air. You're going to breathe it in no matter what you do. They just float there indefinitely. And if someone's sick, then they have the virus in them and you're just going to have to deal with it. But the masks don't stop it. And, I love being an introvert, right? But the point here, the ultimate point here, the point of this video is that everything has completely flipped in a place where I never thought that it would. I didn't think that Raleigh, the ultra-liberal Raleigh that bought into the hysteria that was all about this stuff, would flip. Now, I should have realized that this stuff would eventually collapse because, FJB, right? Let's go Brandon and all that. You've got these extremely liberal college students that are fairly indoctrinated universally, running around chanting that Joe Biden sucks because of all this stuff. I mean, there's more to it than that, but when you've got the people that are deeply on your side flipping against you, you've done something wrong. What's happening is normal people are starting to realize that they've been lied to. They've been lied to for a year and a half about mask mandates, vaccinations, all of it. The whole coronavirus thing's been bullshit. And normal people don't like that. You've got a bit of an awakening, really, because people don't like being lied to. People do not like it when they are on autopilot, living their lives, not having to actually think, going along and being part of the herd, following their routine day in, day out, and then there's a disruption. And that disruption is, hey, guess what? You know all that stuff that we've been forcing down your throat? It turns out none of it was correct. It turns out we've lied to you the entire time. We've misrepresented things the entire time. The science has mysteriously changed an awful lot. Things that people predicted on the internet and were yelled down at and called conspiracy theorists about turned out to be true. My God, it's almost like you could see this stuff coming with even the most minor understanding of epidemiology. It's amazing to me. And normal people are being forced to face that. Normal people have children who have gone back to school and are being forced to wear masks. And this is a true story. Someone showed me a picture. I know a person who has a child who showed me a picture of their class. And they showed me the picture because they were shocked that they could not pick their child out of that class. Everyone in the picture was masked. And this is in a rural county of a different state. But even in one of these places that's pretty deep red, forced masking across the board, right? Crazy. Absolutely stupid. Masking, 5, 6, 7-year-olds? It's nuts. And now you've got this thing where it really hits home when you look at a class photo, just a casual class photo, and everybody's wearing masks, and you can't tell which one of them is your kid. I looked at it, and I couldn't figure out which one was their kid. Oh my God. It's amazing. Just, you cover up this part of the face, and it's amazing how all of a sudden you can't tell who anyone is anymore. You know? And that's really bad for social development. When you're a younger kid especially, and everybody's face is covered up, you don't even see what these people look like. It's hard to discern one from the other because all you get is eyes and head and maybe some body. But especially at that age, everybody kind of looks the same except for their face, which is being hidden. So now kids, we're going to have a whole generation of stunted children who don't fully understand how to interface with other children. And for what? This is the thing. What's the risk reward? You know, people are still talking about vaccinating young kids. What's the risk reward on this? Well, if you look at it, you've messed up a whole generation of children. You've whacked their social development. You've had a year where they had to stay home. Mommy and daddy might have lost their jobs. You know, you've completely wrecked their lives. For a virus that has a very low death rate, especially compared to the stuff we have vaccinated against for decades, diphtheria had a 7.5% death rate. COVID, you struggle to reach 2% if you go to the worst areas and look at the numbers. You know, masking doesn't live up to the hype. The lockdowns turned out to be unnecessary. They didn't do jack. You can find no correlation between lockdowns and any kind of decrease in the virus. None. In fact, in North Carolina, if you look at the charts for North Carolina, which locked down early and stayed that way for a long time, the virus basically just stayed kind of flat for a really long time and then exploded. And we've seen some of the highest case counts ever. So it didn't do anything. Delay the inevitable? Maybe. And remember, the whole point of all of this was to just not overwhelm the medical system. We wanted to make sure that nobody was triaged, thrown out into a hallway or a garage or a loading dock because there's not enough room and other people are coming in. That was the whole point of that in the first place. And what did we do? I mean, did we achieve that? Maybe, maybe not. But the problem is that now people have gone through a year and a half of being lied to, of being BS'd. Everything that they thought they know is starting to turn out to be a lie. The government has lied blatantly to all of these people, and these are normal people. They do not like disruption, and their lives have been completely trashed, and they thought it was all for a good cause, and it wasn't. And everybody like me has been screaming from the rooftops, hey, you naive fools that are just locked into the herd, you need to put your head up and look at what's really going on, and you'll realize these people are screwing you. And they didn't listen. It took a year and a half. But finally, people are looking and going, why am I doing this if I'm getting no benefit? You're not protecting me. No one's protecting me from COVID. They're saying they're protecting me. They're not protecting me. They can't protect me. And they've been lying this whole time about protecting me. And what have they done? Oh, well, I didn't get any benefit from it, but they sure did make sure that I can't get things at the store now. And nobody's working at their jobs now. The day I'm recording this, apparently, I don't know why, I don't know if it's related, but there's a bunch of bus drivers just absent from the schools in Raleigh. That's actually why I was going there in the first place, because I heard about that, and I was curious as to why, and I still haven't figured it out. But, I see educators in the Raleigh subreddit talking about having sick outs because they feel like they're being treated poorly. I mean, the system is not collapsing, but you're making it so that normal people can't live normal lives, and they're recognizing it. When they go to a fast food restaurant to get Timmy and Jimmy and Bimmy a bunch of food, and they can't get anything because the restaurant's closed because nobody wants to work there, well, I'm sorry, but you might have to cook at home. Oh my God, I have to cook at home. I have to cook for my kids and my family at home. I can't make someone else do it for me for minimum wage and under shitty conditions in a place that has high turnover, because all restaurants have high turnover, because restaurants suck, because customers suck, because pay sucks. Restaurants are terrible. Nobody wants to work in a restaurant. They do it because they have to, because they need to make ends meet, and that's basically it. But I don't want to get off on that tangent either. I mean, these are the things that bang around in my head. But a normal person doesn't think about this stuff. A normal person just knows, I go to the Mickey D's and I get my kids some sugars and starches and fats and big fat hamburger buns and a stupid toy that's just going to get thrown away because it's stupid. And I throw the toy in the trash, and I pack them full of carbohydrates that make them fatter and stupider, like me. And, God damn, the self-deprecating humor's killing me. And now I can't do that. Now I might have to cook a healthy meal at home. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. It's a disaster. My routine's been wrecked. What am I going to do? So people are done. They're done with mask mandates. Why? Because they look stupid. They're uncomfortable to wear. Nobody actually likes them. They suck. Wearing a mask sucks. A mask is a medical device, and it's a medical device that the government, through no law, has forced people to wear, has forced businesses to effectively become law enforcement to make people employ medical devices indiscriminately out in public. Fuck that. Fuck that. And that's what people are saying. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I don't want to walk into a business. Here you go. Hi, I am a customer and I would like to walk into your business, give you money, and obtain products and services from you. Hi, I am a business, and I would like to take your money and give you those products and services in exchange. However, this government over here has said that you must wear a medical device regardless of whether or not you need to not wear one, regardless of your vaccination status, any of that. The government says you must wear a medical device, and that if I don't make sure you wear this medical device in my building, then I am going to be fined for not forcing you to wear a medical device. So, customer, do you have your medical device? And if you don't, I am providing medical devices because they are cheaper than a $500 fine per incident. Oh. Fuck that, I'll go cook at home. Oh. Like, comment, subscribe. Jesus Christ. And if you go to my website, you can give me money and see my photography. To hell with this. This, I'm just glad that this is going to be over. This is the real finish line. Stop the camera now and stop talking. Stop talking. You need to stop.